confound, confound, confound.
당황하게 하다.
The students were confounded as the teacher surprisingly noticed her resignation. Hyperbolic, hyperbolic, hyperbolic.
과장된.
Instead of wholly fabricated stories, influence agents are reframing genuine content and using hyperbolic headlines. Exaggerated. Arcane, arcane, arcane.
소수만 알고 있는.
To converse with others effectively, we need more tools than just an extensive vocabulary and an arcane knowledge of the rules of grammar. Esoteric. Nudge, nudge, nudge.
조금씩 자극하다. 밀다.
So nudging a crowd early on by presenting contrary opinions. For example, exposing them to some very good or very bad attitudes will steer the crowd in a different direction. Pedantry, pedantry, pedantry.
세세한 것에 얽매임, 지나치게 규칙을 찾음.
If you accuse someone of pedantry, you mean that you disapprove of them because they pay excessive attention to unimportant details or traditional rules, especially in connection with academic subjects. Assuage, assuage, assuage.
경감하다. 완화하다.
Many parents who do not spend much time with their children often try to assuage guilt by buying toys for them. Mitigate. Adept, adept, adept.
능숙한.
As adults, women tend to be more verbally adept than men. In timed tests, women think of more words that start with the same letter, list more synonyms, and come up with names for colors or shapes more quickly than men. Chasm, chasm, chasm.
간극, 차이.
Inspired by psychoanalysis and various life reform movements, exposing inner lives, psychological chasms, and passions became a central concern to artists. Oblique, oblique, oblique.
우회적인, 간접적인, 기울어진.
My sister's oblique answers to my questions made me suspicious. Indirect. Circuitous. Roundabout. Chasten, chasten, chasten.
자제하다. 억제하다.
Americans who enter France as missionary church planters ought to chasten their optimism and approach the French wall of separation with humility. Subdue. Moderate. Irascible. Irascible. Irascible.
성난, 화를 잘 내는.
There is nothing clear but the allegation of an irascible doctor at the other end of the telephone, ringing up somebody late at night. Grouchy. Irritable. Testy. Touchy. Austere. Austere. Austere.
꾸밈 없는, 소박한, 금욕적인.
The room was austere and neat, containing only a bed and a rocking chair. Flawless. Flawless. Flawless.
흠없는, 완벽한.
Photographers watch it dance across a landscape or a face, and they prepare for the moment when it illuminates or softens or ignites the subject before them. Light is rarely interesting when it is flawless. Enjoin. Enjoin. Enjoin.
요구하다, 명령하다.
Very many people spend money in ways quite different from those that their natural tastes would enjoin, merely because they feel that the respect of their neighbors depends upon their possession of a good car and their ability to give good dinners. Command. Instruct. Order. Sleazy. Sleazy. Sleazy.
하찮은 보잘것없는.
Whether you label her as talented, attractive, sleazy, or fake, you can't deny the mark she has left as a Hollywood legend. Penitent. Penitent. Penitent.
뉘우치는, 회개하는.
The prisoner's desire to make amends to the victims whom he had wronged indicated that he was truly penitent, so the judges let him out of the prison. Repentant. Contrite. Remorseful. Repugnant. Repugnant. Repugnant.
대단히 불쾌한, 비위에 거슬리는.
The meal was prepared perfectly, but the diners found it repugnant. Abhorrent. Disgusting. Obnoxious. Virile. Virile. Virile.
박력 있는, 남성미 넘치는.
Or the glorious explosion of a virile nation made manifest upon the planet? Inadvertent. Inadvertent. Inadvertent.
우발적인, 부주의한.
The newspaper's error was inadvertent. The editor did not mean to include the victim's name. Unintended. Unintentional. Unwitting. Volatile. Volatile. Volatile.
변덕스러운, 쉽게 변하는.
Volatile global geopolitics and an uncertain global economic situation combine to create an ever-changing supply and demand for oil, therefore driving oil prices to unpredictable and unprecedented levels. Whimsical. Fluctuating. Anathema. Anathema. Anathema.
혐오 대상, 저주.
The women in fur coats were anathema to the members of the animal rights group. Desecrate. Desecrate. Desecrate.
모독하다, 신성한 것을 훼손하다.
An American artist desecrates the solemnity of the artistic gesture. Blaspheme. Defile. Profane. Conscientious. Conscientious. Conscientious.
성실한, 양심적인.
And from that I infer you are conscientious and responsible. Crevice. Crevice. Crevice.
갈라진 틈, 균열.
The birds learn to nest in the crevices of buildings. Germain. Germain. Germain.
관련 있는, 적절한.
The attorney protested that the testimony being provided was not germane to the case and asked that it be stricken from the court record as irrelevant. Pertinent. Relevant. Apposite. Accolade. Accolade. Accolade.
찬사, 포상.
At the Olympic Games, the fastest runners, highest jumpers, and most skillful divers win medals and worldwide accolade. Ephemerality. Ephemerality. Ephemerality.
덧없음, 단명.
a symbol of ephemerality. The growing girl was defined by her mysterious shape, shifting transformation from young child into young woman. Recuperate. Recuperate. Recuperate.
회복하다 되찾다.
In this dual process, intellectuals and politicians alike have recuperated the concept of civil society. Cockiness. Cockiness. Cockiness.
자만심, 건방짐.
All my life, my mother saw it as part of her missions to keep my cockiness in check. Sulky. Sulky. Sulky.
셀쭉한, 뾰루퉁한.
She is apt to be pretty sulky in bars. Temerarious. Temerarious. Temerarious.
무모한, 대담한.
So he who must traverse must be a gallant man for the voyage, is temerarious, and the outcome might be hazardous. Inkling. Inkling. Inkling.
진실을 어렴풋이 알고 있음.
To be fair, others had had inklings of the truth, but it was Darwin who first put together a coherent and tenable account of why we exist. Sanguine. Sanguine. Sanguine.
낙관적인, 혈색이 좋은.
The extremes of heat and cold are conducive to the formation of the sanguine temperament. Optimistic. Bullish. Buoyant. Intransigent. Intransigent. Intransigent.
고집스러운, 비타협적인.
I wonder why the manager maintains such an intransigent position. Uncompromising. Intractable. Tinderbox. Tinderbox. Tinderbox.
일촉즉발의 위험장소.
The whole region has become a tinderbox since the new king was inaugurated. Addle. Addle. Addle.
혼란스럽게 만들다.
Perhaps it was the flaring sunlight that addled his mind. Rickety. Rickety. Rickety.
낡은, 노후한.
Many are shacks of corrugated iron over a rickety timber frame. Bridle. Bridle. Bridle.
언짢게 하다.
I knew that she was bridled by the news of my staying. Scour. Scour. Scour.
샅샅이 뒤지다, 탐색하다.
Once you know what question you want to answer, it's time to scour the book for things that will help you answer the question. Giddiness. Giddiness. Giddiness.
현기증, 어지럼증.
As the giddiness of the Roaring Twenties dissolved into the bleakness of the Great Depression, he battled alcoholism, which hampered his writing.